Hi everybody, Kristen McGuire from Nazareth College School of Music, working with you today on mallet percussion warm-ups. So what you want to do is to first start by picking up your mallets and making sure that you have a nice grip. You can hang your hands by your sides and maybe roll your shoulders back, make sure your arms are nice and relaxed, and then bring them up in a position like this. A lot of times with mallet percussion you're going to be using a T position. Remember that your primary fulcrum is those first three fingers, and then you wrap the other fingers around. So I found out that it's best to practice one hand by itself to first work on my full stroke, because if you alternate, sometimes you end up playing with downstrokes. So I'm going to take my weak hand, or my non-dominant hand, which is my left hand, and I'm going to play some slow quarter notes on a simple pattern, the C scale, and then I'm going to do it in eighth notes. What I'm looking for is making sure that if you had an imaginary plane here, every stroke is going to come up. That's called a full stroke. Okay? So I'm going to do slow quarter notes. Notice my mallet comes up to the same height every time. And then you always want to go down as well as up the pattern, etc. And you're going to go all the way down. Then you can speed it up a little bit. I'll go twice as fast this time. In fact, why don't I start at the top to show you that. Okay, that's my non-dominant hand. I'm always going to start with my weak hand to make sure I get a good workout. Then my right hand is my dominant hand. I'm going to do the same thing, so repeated strokes, all right? Then let's pick a different scale. So let's trace the shape of the F scale, for example. So I'm going to take one mallet and hover above the notes, trace that shape of one octave F scale. Okay, and now I'm going to do 2 hits on each note. So this will give me a little extra practice with the stroke, but still working on the scale and then using both my hands. Now I'm going to try it with one stroke on each note. Remember, you're always trying to pull the sound out of the bars. Now the next thing I do is pick a scale and arpeggio, or a key area, and trace that for 2 octaves. Okay, so I'm going to pick D major, and I'm going to hover above the notes and trace the shape of that all the way up for 2 octaves and then back down again. Make sure that you can trace it with a steady tempo without stopping to figure out what the next note is. So you want to be able to see that whole pattern for 2 octaves. Sometimes you may not be able to get all 2 octaves on your bell kit, but let's say it's a key that you can. So now I'm going to play the D scale for 2 octaves up and down, and I'm going to be really careful to make sure my eyes glide over the keyboard on the way down as well as up. And the last thing I'm going to do is a little roll exercise where you can play fast 16th notes or 30 seconds like this. I'm going to pick the key of G. I'm going to do an octave up and an octave down. Notice I led with my right hand going up and my left hand going down. So after you've played that much, you should feel your wrists are nice and warmed up. You can take the mallets out of your hands, maybe shake your hands out. You can also stretch out this part of your forearm, this part of your forearm on each hand. It's also a great idea to do your drum pad practice first, or warm-ups first and then here, because then your wrists are going to be even more warmed up. If you're interested in more exercises, I have my book here. This is called Mallet Percussion Workout. You can find lots of cool exercises as well as help with your music reading. Hope this was helpful today. Thank you.